I feel like there are two reasons why you might have clicked on this video. One of them is because you feel like there are like little things in your business that you might not enjoy as much, and you're thinking, maybe this video will provide me with an answer, and I will. And number two, sometimes when we're starting something, we overthink it, and you hope that this video will give you the answer to finally get started with like building automations or just even starting your yoga business or starting that new adventure in your yoga business. And we will talk about that too. So I'm gonna go down in that corner, and today we will be doing a little bit of like visualization. Well, hello. So today we will be talking about your yoga business. And it often starts off with I will teach a class. That is where most of us begin. I will just teach a class to my friends, to my family, to strangers. I will set up a class somewhere, somehow. And this is where overthinking can happen. So we start overthinking. How will people book the class? How much should the class be? When? How many people? And these thoughts can then in turn lead to like, okay, well, I don't know, so I will maybe just start doing things manually. Kind of trying stuff out. So you will text people, you will maybe do it at home in your own house. And basically, it starts so simple. You just want to teach a class, but somehow all of these thoughts and like things will lead to like this manual labor that might not be necessary. But then when we think, okay, well, how can I then like automate it? And if you don't know me, that's like my thing. We automate things. But then again, another type of overthinking might be happening, which is along the lines of which system? I'm not so good with tech. Or do I need a website? I hear that a lot, like way too often. Do I need a website? Professional email address, social media, and this stuff just keeps like growing and growing and growing and never really ending. So what most of us do is we kind of just go back to manual because we think, well, I don't know where to start with this. The thing is, even when we think about maybe not I will teach a class, but I want to start hosting retreats. Again, we will have the same questions basically, and we will again kind of default to this, okay, I will do this manually. Or then we think, okay, well, but that sounds like a lot of work, and then we start automating. But then when it comes to automating, we will again end up in this like overthinking of, okay, well, how should I do this? Which system should I use? Do I need a website? Should it have like an own Instagram page when it comes to like a new venture in our business? And we just keep overthinking the stuff. So let's start with a clean slate. So first of all, we're going to define what we really want, right? So I want to teach a class. That did not change. Our overthinking is still there. But I want to like offer some things to you that you can use when it comes to these situations where you might be overthinking because there are so many things to like set up or do, and the overthinking when it comes to like what to automate. So when it comes to like manual stuff, there are a few things we can consider. First of all, how much time does it cost you to do things manually? And I don't only mean the time of like, oh, I will just quickly send a text message to the friend, or I will just quickly email you the link to pay, but the time around that. Because you have to like account for the time that you got a notification on your phone, you picked up your phone and now you're answering that thing. And then you also have to like, there's like this switching cost that we all pay. Yeah. And then you like have to like wind down from like, this whole payment thing. And you have to close that tab in your head, like, oh, cool, done. So it costs a lot of time to do things manually. And are you aware of that? And know how much time it actually costs you to do things manually. Then the next thing, when it comes to then automating, because let's say you're aware of like, oh wait, this is taking a lot of time, so I will want to automate it, is to realize that automation has an initial time cost, but save time in the long haul. Like I said with that second type of overthinking, you're like, okay, but which system should I use? Do I need a website? Blah, blah, blah. And we overthink this because we think, oh, but now I will need like a whole month to just set this thing up. But let me tell you, first of all, that it's not going to take you that long because we will also tackle those overthinkings. But whatever the setup time is, it will in the end save you time. And that is the kind of system we will also want to be setting up. So the next thing is that we want to consider is, boop. Oh, that's interesting. We'll roll with it. So the next thing is what tasks. When it comes to like manual things, there are things that you probably like already do not enjoy, and you're like, okay, I'm willing to automate that, but then you still have the time thing. But we already discussed the time thing, so you're okay, I hope, with like setting up an automation. But sometimes there are tasks where we think, oh, this is okay. Like, I don't mind, like, having more personal contact with my students. That's what I hear a lot, for example. To like not have a sign up form, but to like do that like one on one, like through texting or like calling even. And maybe you're like, well, I like that like personal contact. But again, how much time does that cost you? And would it maybe save you time and lead to like more personal conversations with the people in a different form if we automate that like initial contact? So again, when it comes to like automation, the mindset shift that I want to offer here is we are not removing the personalization. Like there is a level of, the automation will like not be able to personally respond to everything. But if you can automate like collecting data, for example, from people, then you can be a lot more personal in your replies to people. Like you do not have to like be there to ask people for their age, for if they are pregnant, what kind of injuries they have. That can be automated, and then you can personally react to whatever people said to those automated questions. That's what I mean, like we're not removing the personalization, we create space for the actual personal contact. And then now let's say you already have your business and you're thinking, well, maybe I want to host a workshop or a retreat, or I want to explore going online, I want to explore blah blah blah. Again, we often start out doing stuff manually or overthinking the automation, or we overthink how to automate it, and we start off manually. And that is okay. But then again, we will ask ourselves, how much time does it cost us to do this manually, and how we could save time if we automate it? And then think about what tasks we want to automate. So what parts can be automated? And again, we're not looking to remove the personalization, but think about what are like the things that you can set up that you do not have to be personally involved in. So one thing was, for example, sign up forms. Another one would be booking systems, so like how people can book your classes. Another one is payments. Payments should be automated. It's also just more safe for everyone if it's automated. So like, how can the tech help you instead of you working for the tech? Because what you do with manual work is you work for the tech. You kind of like, you get your bank details and you kind of like become this banker who's like sending these links to people on like your bank details so people can pay you. Or if it comes to like booking, you become like your own little calendar. While you already have like like a calendar that is like online and can do all of the bookings, you become like a calendar yourself and you work for tech so that people can like put the things in your calendar, and it's like completely unnecessary. Or when it comes to payments, again, like you work for like this payment system instead of just letting it do for you. Or when it comes to signups, Like you don't have to be the Google form yourself. You can just let Google form collect the data, and then you can analyze it, and then you can, be there for your students and ask deeper questions. And up until now, I haven't even mentioned AI, because I sometimes feel like these days people kind of confuse the two things. Like, automation does not necessarily involve AI. Automation just means that you let tech do the work for you. You let your calendar be filled automatically. You let people book classes with you automatically. And there's no AI involved. It's just like, you tell the computer do this and the computer will do that. That's it. So, whatever you are setting up in your business, I want to invite you that if you're interested in growth or saving time for yourself to like actually have fun with things that you enjoy in life, and that can be in your business, but it can be also outside your business. Using these simple steps will save you time. So, whatever your great idea is, or whatever you're already doing, think about what you're doing manually in that process. How much time does it cost you? Like, realistically, be realistic about it. Then work on that mindset shift of like, yes, automating will cost you some initial time, effort, but it will save you time in the long haul. And do not overcomplicate it. It does not have to be like this super sophisticated, gigantic thing. You can also get like a lot of templates online, and sometimes they're like so complex you do not need that level of complexity. It just has to work for you. And then think about what tasks you're doing manually. Definitely the things that you don't enjoy, just like let tech do the thing. But also think about what tasks you're doing just for the sake of doing it, because that's just busy work. And again, let tech do its thing. And another mindset shift coming along with that is we're not losing personalization, we're just creating more space for like actual personal contact. Yeah. And yeah, this process will save you time again for like having more fun in your business, to allow you to grow bigger, because once you have like some systems in place, you can like, rinse and repeat. You can like use this for another workshop. You can probably just tweak it a little and it works for a new class, tweak it a little and it works for retreats, tweak it a little, it works for some kind of event. So then even that, initial time costs will go down, down, down. And even if you're not looking to like scale the business and, add more workshops, more classes, more something, it will save you time so that you can have more fun in real life and that you can do more things in your life instead of just being busy with these tasks that don't really add anything to your business or to your life or to your students' lives. So yeah, I hope this little like visualization helped you realize that, automating things is not necessarily a bad thing. It's probably a good thing. And yeah, I hope you will find some tasks that you can eliminate and enjoy life or your business more. And that's it for today. And I think you're awesome.